All right. Okay. Okay. Sorry there. Have a bit of a hiccup, I guess. Hello. How's everyone doing? Um, so it's Saturday. It's my normal Terraria stream, of course. Um, about to end the week here for myself. I've got to, cut this video up after the stream and get get an upload ready for tomorrow. But everything's looking pretty chill for me, I guess. Again, not a whole lot going on with me. So I guess we might as well just jump in here. There's quite a lot that I'm remembering that we need to do, that we need to get done. But we are also pretty much just about to open up progression to a new point in the game, which I think is going to allow us to have a lot more fun playing the game, hopefully. But we do need to take care of some housekeeping first. There's a few things I need to do. We still need to move the housing around. We still need to put a desert house over here, then move our forest house over here. So we're gonna do that. That's probably gonna be the first thing that we're gonna do, and then, oh man, what are we gonna do? I think we gotta move all these chests around to make it a bit more nice looking, a bit more efficient for expansion if we want to expand our chest system. And we should also probably work on magic storage a bit, if we're going to use it at all, because I mean, I feel like we could make use of this later on once we get to a point where there's just going to be an overwhelming amount of items. So I would like to work on that eventually. But let's go ahead and start on the desert house. It is in the desert, so we're probably just going to use some kind of variant of sandstone or sand to build the houses. Surprise, surprise, right? Let's see what we have. We have palm wood, which we do get from the desert as well, so we could use palm wood. We do need more regular wood also, so we should probably just keep this on us. I'll just use this for the housing and then use the rest for my own personal use, I guess. Got yellow stucco, which resembles sandstone, kind of. We've got sandstone slabs. We've got sandstone bricks. I see... Oh, I thought that was marble. We did that earlier, too. We did the same thing. We thought this was marble, but it's platinum, which does not look good when placed down, at least in my opinion. We won't be using that. I suppose we could do a similar approach that we did with the beach house and paint the smooth granite, look a different color, or, paint any of these to look a different color as well. I'm not really sure we need to do that necessarily. Okay, so what do we have? I should have got my sand out there. Where's my sand? There it is. So we have yellow stucco, sandstone slab, sandstone brick, hardened sand block, and then sand, and also palm wood. Oh, there's my guide. I'm gonna make some more of each of these, if I can. And block, sandstone slab. Okay, we can make that. We can make that. Oh, we could just make a straight up sandstone block, which I guess is surprisingly different from the sandstone brick for some reason. I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and make more of all of this. We're just gonna need a lot more sand. But yeah, Pretty exciting today. I can't imagine this would take that long. We already have experience building the beach house, so we kind of know what to expect there. As I've said before, I'm not sure we're going to actually get anybody moving in today, because we don't have enough people to spare to just move around willy-nilly. Maybe we could move the people in our like starter hotel to the desert homes, but I think everybody there likes the forest. So we're gonna have to find somebody else that happens to like the desert, and then, you know, switch people around a little bit. Let's see what we can do here, though. Kind of a small little area to build a house. Check the other side, see if there's anything over there we can make use of. I guess I could like cut off the arena like here at this torch level right here, because it does seem a little long, to be honest with you. I'm not really sure we're gonna need more than this for any other boss fight. Let's cut it off like right there. It'd be okay. Then we could just build our houses right here, which is just a little bit longer of a space than I think the other side has. So let's do that. So last week we got quite a lot done. We managed to... Totally forgot we did manage to complete this armor set. This ancient shadow whatever armor set. I'm not really sure it's that good or anything, or that remarkable, but I mean, it's an armor set, so that's cool. Let me see. Increase movement speed and acceleration, okay. We get pretty solid defense, actually. I think more than either of our other sets, so that's pretty neat. But I mean, this is on our kind of construction outfit, so we don't really need armor like that necessarily, but it's good to have. We got a new armor set for our range character, finally. We got the, I think it's the ancient fossil something or other. Just fossil armor, which boosts our ranged abilities a little bit. We got some new accessories. We got some new horseshoe balloons that we're gonna eventually combine into a bundle of balloons once we get some area light. And we defeated the Desert Scourge for the first time. In all likelihood, we're probably going to have to fight the Desert Scourge a couple more times to get the items that we want. But that's okay. Didn't take too long to beat him last time. So I think we should be okay to just, you know, keep at it. So I'm thinking of ways we can get, you know, back and forth between all of these points in the world easily. And right now this is the best, like what we're doing right now I think is the best option for us at the moment. The only thing that kind of is annoying is that we're gonna be at the spawn point, right? With our little box hotel, you could call it, I guess. And there's no pylon. There's not going to be a pylon over there. Because we're going to move the forest pylon to the other side of the world. And the nearest other pylon is going to be the desert one over here. So, I mean, teleportation between points of the world is going to be really, like, easy and accessible and everything between all the different biomes, but, you you know, every time we want to move to a different biome from the spawn point, we're gonna have to travel, you know, over here to the desert. Which may or may not become, you know, real annoying later. We're doing a lot of like, teleporting to the spawn and, you know, going out somewhere else. I don't think it'll be that bad, though. I guess what we could do also, we could set up a kind of underground bunker. We could put like our trophies in there or something, or like a, you know, like a museum type of deal. Put our trophies and our relics in there, some other decorative stuff. And we could have that be a house as well, and we could have that kind of go straight down from our house, from the box hotel. And then we can, you know, teleport from there, from the underground pylon to anywhere else. That might, you know, be a bit simpler. Because we would just, you know, drop straight down from our house into the underground house. Instead of having to travel all the way to the desert every time. Might be a bit confusing, hard to visualize without me showing you, but you just, you know, clear out all the space and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, I think we're about ready to start building once we get the materials. Of course, a sandstorm decides to start right before we start building, but whatever. The game isn't really known to be nice with the weather or the time of day most of the time. Let's see, I need to make yellow stucco. Well, we have 80 stucco, we can keep that. To make sandstone slabs, which I think can be made at the heavy workbench, if I remember correctly. It must be over here. Oh, over here. Yep, there it is. Forgot I moved all the stations different places. Maybe we can make a handful of these. Sandstone bricks, I think, require stone? Or sandstone, actually? Hold on. We have a few extra. Gray brick, stone. Yeah, I think we can combine that, like that with that, sandstone and bricks, and we can use those to make sandstone bricks, maybe. Yeah, there they are. Oh no, that's just sand. Sand at the furnace. Okay. Easy enough. Can we use the? We can use these to make regular sandstone then, right? Yeah, at a solidifier. We have one of those. We just got one of those not too long ago. Oh, and we can make hardened sandstone. Perfect. We just need a little bit of dirt. Oops, I did not mean to put all of that away. Forgot to favorite everything. Yeah, I guess the design of the actual house is going to have to be kind of lopsided or like uneven because of the ground. I feel like it's going to be a bit of unnecessary work to, you know, level out the entire ground right there. I think it's just not going to look that great, to be honest. Got food I can sell. Fossils, I'm pretty sure I don't need those anymore. Sell all this. Turn that back into wood. Sell that, sell. Alright, great. I just tried to teleport to the desert as if we already set up a pylon over there. So let's see, we could also, I was gonna say actually, well, hold on, I'm tripping over my words here, sorry. I was gonna say we could also try to kind of split up the housing and have like 2 over here and 2 over here. But I'm not sure that would actually give us the pylon. Because all the villagers need to be within like a certain distance of each other. Not just, you know, in the same biome. They need to be part of the same neighborhood. I don't think that'll work. And yeah, now that I'm looking at this section on the right, we need like 3 or 4 houses, and this is going to be pretty cramped and like right next to the arena. We can do that here, so let's just not do that. You know, if push comes to shove, we could always just kind of shift over this arena, you know, extend every platform out to like here, this edge block or something over here, and just, you know, get rid of some length on this side here. I think this side will be fine. It's just a little bit more than, you know, on the right side, but I think it's enough. Again, if it's not, that's fine. You can always work around that. So this design's probably going to be just a bunch of like raised rooms. There's going to be like support beams, and, you know, supporting each room. And I'm probably just going to connect every room with like platforms and fences to make a bridge, instead of just putting every room directly next to each other. We could start about right here. This is pretty much perfect, actually. Still quite close to the boss arena, but not, I guess not that close. I would like the sandstorm to be over, but we can't really do anything about that. Even if we sleep, it's not like the sandstorm goes away in the morning. We just have to wait for it to stop. But the zombies and the eyes will stop in the morning, so that was something at least. But we want something like that. We can just build a room on top of that. Let's try sandstone bricks floor. Alright, sandstone bricks for the floor. And not really sure how long we want to make this room. Probably just overhang on each side by 3. That should be okay. Yeah, that looks okay. Maybe we could do like sandstone slabs as the floor. Oh wait, no. Actually, maybe not, because that's... I thought the texture would be a bit more smooth and not, you know, detailed like that with all the lines in there like that. Okay, this one works. And we can use bricks as the walls and the ceilings, or the roofs. I was planning to build 4 rooms, but I'm probably realistically only gonna have room for 3. But that's fine. Hey, the storm's gone. Yeah, we'll just build another one like right here. Same deal, just how many spaces are in between between these right here? Let's see, it's 9 including this block. So go right there. Alright. Same deal, just, you know, overhang 3 on each side, and then we'll build another room like in between them somehow. Like we could stack another room like up on top here in this area once we connect these ones up. One, two, three. There we go. Do need some more bricks, but that's okay. If I recall, I think we just need sand and a furnace. That's fine. So we're gonna have to have a walkway between these two. And we could have like a rope up here, and then a third room like right up here. I don't have any ropes on me right now, so we'll just use wood for now. I think I might have mentioned this very briefly in an earlier stream, like way earlier. But there is an item later on that we're going to get, which allows us to... It's really weird to say. It's hard to describe. But it lets us turn on or off, turn the blocks on or off, basically. Which sounds weird, but what it does is that it takes blocks that are already placed, like, you know, the sand, all the sand here, or stuff that we place, like these bricks and the wood. If you toggle the block with the item, it'll make the block practically invisible. So you can walk through it, you can shoot stuff through it, you can, you know, attack through it, you can do all this stuff through the block, but the block will still be there. And it just gets treated as part of the background, or as if the block wasn't there. So, once we get that item, what we could also do is do some kind of, you know, act as if this house that we're about to build, this room, is like this. Support beams are like this through the stairs. Then we can set the beams to be invisible, but not the stairs. We could have them have a kind of three-dimensional effect where it looks like the beams are behind the stairs, which I think would look kind of neat. But of course, for right now, we're just going to have to kind of leave these here on the ground and not actually use them as beams because they would just get in the way. Yeah, once we get that item, we could do that. But for right now, I'm going to leave it like this. I'm not too sure when we're going to get that item, because we get that we get it from the same person who sells the wires, the mechanic. But at this rate, I'm not really sure when we're going to get to see the mechanic. Of course, if you know about the mechanic, you know where we're at in the progression. But of course, this is Calamity, so who knows? It could take another 4 months just to get to the mechanic. I don't really know. So yeah, we'll build the third room right here. We'll keep these beams like that. In the ground. And then once we get that item, which lets us, the game calls it actuating, and we're able to actuate these blocks, then, we'll put these back and actuate them. I'm not sure if actuating is a real verb, like something that architects and engineers actually do in real life. Probably is, if I had to guess. I'm pretty sure you can't just make physical items phase out of reality, in that same way, but I'm sure actuating is a real thing. That means something else, probably. Okay, so let's make some more sandstone bricks. And for the walls, I guess we could just use palm wood. We could make palm wood walls. We could use... I don't really want to use sandstone bricks for the walls, to be honest. So let's just go ahead and try everything else. I'm not sure if we can make sand walls. Of course, we can, we can double check that and figure it out, but I'm not really sure we can do that. Oh, I actually just remembered. I think we might be able to actually buy some special walls from the painter. I think he sells some stuff that we can use. Yeah, we can't make anything out of this. Oh, we can use just glass, just straight glass. We still need to add a bunch of windows to the other houses, actually. Now that I think about it. Do that too, before we're done here. Maybe a little bit more here. We're gonna need palm wood furniture. Let's go ahead and get that going. We're gonna need, I think, 6 doors, 3 tables, and 3. That's a toilet. Chair. Chairs. There we are. Platforms maybe, but we could just make that by hand. We need stucco walls. Where's that? Can I make that from here? Yes. Great. Sandstone brick wall. Yellow stucco wall. Palm wood wall? Where's the palm wood? There it is. Hardened sand block. Can I make walls out of that? And the slabs? Workbench in a graveyard biome? And I can't make walls out of this. Okay. So I can't make sand walls or sandstone slab walls, but I can make hardened sand block walls if I use my workbench in a graveyard. Ugh, okay. Jesus Christ. Alright. So we gotta get a bunch of gravestones here. I think... Oh, it tells us. 13 of any tombstone, but 17, so we're good to go there.